So ladies and gentlemen, give them a very, very big warm welcome to our members of the Brentford game, of course. Leading the way, captain on the day was Rob Jones, James Coppinger, David Sayers, Chris Brown, Thomas Burke, and the manager, Brian Flynn. We are in a reminiscing mood, of course, about that fantastic day down at Griffin Park all those years ago. There's so much to cover, so many elements in which leading up to that game that we are going to cross tonight. We're also going to throw the floor open to questions as well during the course of the evening. And first of all, going to turn to the gentleman who, shall we say, masterminded it. He was brought into the breach, of course, with the departure of the previous manager, Dean Saunders. Brian Flynn joins us tonight. Big round of applause for Brian, everyone. Brian, lovely to see you once again tonight. A man of wonderful footballing pedigree, a man who's seen it all and done it all in football, but I'm sure you hadn't seen anything quite like that on the day.
It was a truly magical day. I must admit, look, coming here tonight has been so warming to see the lads. They obviously don't see each other, every day like they used to, working day in, day out so hard. How special it still is to them as well, coming back together for tonight. But my job was easy. Dean had done a good job. Obviously that's one of the reasons why he went. Rob had helped so much in the development of the team in terms of his strength and his leadership. And that was key to me taking over the job, especially the goal at Stevenage. That really sealed it for me. Once that went in, I thought, we've got a chance this year, and thankfully we took it.
Chris Brown, lovely to see you once again. Two spells with the Rovers, and decorated in success certainly with the second spell going up. What are your memories and recollections of that season and that day in particular?
It was the season itself was split in two for me, because me and Dean didn't really see eye to eye.
Well, just you and Dean.
And it was how it came about me getting back in the team. I think on Dean's last game I wasn't even in the squad, I wasn't even on the bench. And I think I've gone out on the Saturday night as a bit of a head loss, as you do. And I saw it on the Sky Sports, and obviously everybody's different, but I was delighted because I knew that it was only going to go, and credit to Billy Payton, because Billy was on fire. I think, did Billy score 2 and then got sent off?
Got to a crew.
It was that, yeah, the gaffer left by then, if Dean left. So that was me back in the team. Cheers, Rob.
How did that move come about to the football club, and how did you enjoy your time?
The move was a bit of a strange one, actually. I was supposed to be going to Coventry, but they had the transfer embargo at the time, and they couldn't actually sign anyone. And they put a contract in place. And my dad was actually out for lunch with a sports lawyer who was friends with John Ryan, and he was one of those. Like, I'll mention it to John. Like, all right, fine. John mentioned it to Dean, and Dean told me, he brought me when I came down here, showed me around the ground, went and sat up in the office upstairs, and he was like, look, this is what I did. And he went on Y Scout, which was the scouting thing, and went and just started showing highlights of me playing like the previous couple of years. Said, yeah, I like that. That's why I signed you. So I was like,
can I just say something? Dean Saunders absolutely loved Dave Sayers. It was embarrassing.
Every manager has a blue-eyed boy, don't they?
Well, he knew I couldn't really play football, but he just wanted me to go and run around, win headers and win tackles and get in the box, so it suited me as well. So.
We didn't have you for long enough, Tommy, but when we did have you, it was absolutely fantastic. How did you enjoy your time at the club?
No, I loved it here. I think I've said, now I've obviously finished playing, that Doncaster was probably my favourite place where I've played. I think, especially that second season when obviously we got promoted, it was, I'd say, the highlight of my career, so I've got nothing but good things to say.
Was it all about you?
Definitely wasn't. I think Rob massively does himself an injustice, because he was probably the single best performance throughout the season I've ever seen. to go from captain to assisting Brian, to basically dragging everybody along with him every single day. Yeah, it was inspirational. I mean, coming back from Nottingham Forest in the January, I straight away I knew that the group were geared up for promotion. The drive and determination from every single player, obviously led by Rob, was evident, especially being at a club where that wasn't so. A lot of lads that sort of came in, trained and then got off as quick as they could at Nottingham Forest, and it was the opposite at Doncaster when I came back. It was lads in the gym, lads doing extra on the training pitch, shooting, defending, all the rest of it, and I knew straight away that we had a chance.
Obviously, we're in the dying embers of the game. Just lump forward. Up you go, Tom. Win it. Donaldson, a great handful, of course. And then, yeah. So we'll just pause it. There we go. Michael Oliver couldn't wait to give it up. There we go. So, Rob, Jamie McComb, what's his boot doing up that high?
I always will. All I can remember from that was the look again. He's not particularly this day. I remember we went across the road. Is it the Doncaster Rovers we had a presentation? And he moaned to my wife for an hour and a half that this look that Rob gave him. I'd never ever leave him. But I don't know. I don't know what he was doing. He's 6'7", 6'8". He's got feet and arms that go all over the place. And he's caught him, but yeah, I did give him a look. But like I've said many times, and people say it's a cliche, but I still fancied us from that point on. So he was in goal. I don't know what Neil's doing. We've seen it over and over and over again. One of the coolest guys I've ever come across on a football pitch. So I still fancied him. I didn't think the boy would score because of what happened in the box when he was trying to fight the captain.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, that, because the player who took the penalty in the end was a player called Marcello Trotta, who was on loan from Fulham at the time, and he's wrestling with the regular penalty taker, was it right there?
The regular penalty taker, so all the glory, and they were there for a good minute or so, trying to eat for the ball off each other. And then so everybody did and caused chaos and come to the ball and went back and went on the side for a drink and came back. So I still fancied us. What I didn't know was where Billy Payton was sat at that presentation.
Well, we're going to come to that, yeah, we are going to come to that. Chris, from your point of view, you grafted long and hard right the way throughout the game. You're just about over the line and that happens. What was your memories of that?
Exactly what Dave said. You've got another 3 weeks. You know, you think you've worked that hard. Honestly, me personally, that was what I thought. I thought we were that close. You know, it's a penalty kick. It's in his favour. So that was one of the first. I think it was hands on heads. And I mean, Tommy's face expression there sums it up there.
Cancel that holiday. Goodness me. It's quite an unbelievable situation, as I say, you know, to battle right the way through. You're away from home, you know, the crowd's all against you, and then for something like that to happen. But that's what happens in football, and what then goes on to happen afterwards is truly remarkable. No, it's all right. It doesn't need any attention. What are you saying to the ref there, Rob? Is it principle? So it's a mad scramble, and it's Paul Quinn who hooks a leg out there. Just the right leg. No, we'll stop it there. Stop it there. Right. So hang on a minute. What's going on here? Billy Painter is in acres of space. I know the reason why he's there. Is somebody going to share that with me? Why he's there? Go on, Dave. Spill the beans.
Well, Flinny will tell a bit more of it, but he was literally on his knees praying to the side of the pitch there. where he was when they probably come across for a drink just after the penalty had been given, and he was literally stood like he was laid there praying on the pitch.
He was actually in their half, right in front of the dugout. So he said to him, just come in this half, just pray in this half. just in case, do you want your offside? The thing about obviously the penalty miss, they had all 10 players around the penalty box. So all 10 players were thinking, well, apart from the penalty taker, I might get the rebound, so I'm the hero. They had no men's back. They had a clear run.
James, we'll keep it there. So Billy's now, it looks like he's had a little bit of a glance as he got his head up. What are the chances of him passing from there?
Very slim.
Yeah.
Yeah, before the penalty was given, I was like, as soon as the penalty was given, I was thinking, on the Thursday before we travelled, I went to Toys R Us with my wife, and we bought 2 Samba goals for the kids, and we got to the checkout, we paid for them, and she'd only charged us for 1 Samba goal. So as we're walking off, my wife's gone, they've only charged us for 1. I said, well, we're gonna have to go back and tell them. She was like, nah, don't be stupid. Seriously, we can't walk out with this Samba goal. She went, come on, we'll just go. Anyway, when the penalty got given, straight away I went, I knew I should have paid for that Samba goal. To God, the first thing that came into my head was that Samba goal. So I'm still on the edge of the box thinking, why didn't I just pay for that Samba goal? And that's the honest, I swear that's the truth. And then the ball's broke, I've turned to Billy get the ball, and then I just sprinted for my life. I knew they'd only had one lad back who was slower than me, slower than Brownie.
Was it literally just you and Billy then? Was it just literally you and Billy that...
It was me, Billy, and I think it was the lad that should have took the penalty.
Trotter?
No, it was the captain, yeah. But me and Billy had a set 2 in training, because he wouldn't pass me the ball. So when he set off there, I was thinking, there's absolutely no chance I'm getting this.
So we'll just roll on a little bit now. So Billy's, it's a lively ball as well, isn't it? It's bobbly. So we'll just stop it there. So it's coming at you. You're on the 6-yard box. There's nobody really near. Yeah, 2's there, but he's out with the washing. That's fine.
Can you take that back just to see that bobble? Or?
Listen, I was coming to that. So keep us out of the equation. Bang.
Yeah, you've got a victory.
I mean, of all the bobbles, and to then have to take a touch, and then basically in the next movement just finish it off.
Yeah, I think I just wanted to make sure that it went in. I knew that he wasn't going to get it, and I knew that I could have quite easily missed that.
Would you have taken it first time?
If it was closer, yeah. But honestly, I knew that. I seen it just sit up in front of me, and I thought, there's no way I'm going to hit this first time. I'm going to make sure I get it in.
Could have ended up being a shinner, couldn't it?
It could have ended up being disastrous, really. I wouldn't be sat here, put it that way.
What's your name and who's your question for?
I'm Owen and I want to ask Cops, do you think this could ever happen again in the future?
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, definitely. No, I think the squad and the team that we've got now is really good, and we're building, and we're working really hard every day to achieve something like this. I mean, it comes very rarely. Like I said, probably three or four teams that I've been involved with in 21 years, and I see the same traits in the squad and the team that I'm involved in right now. But you share a special bond with players like this. So I haven't seen Tommy for 4, 5, 6 years. See Brownie every now and again. Rob I haven't seen for a while, and Dave's the same. But as soon as I see him, like, I have this feeling that that I've been with him all week and all day. And when you've got that, you know that it's special. And I do have that with the group that I've got now, and I hope that we can go on and achieve something this season. We're giving ourselves the best opportunity, but yeah, it's very rare that you form a special group like we did.